Hi everyone, Julia here recording this on October 4th, 2022, and fear, fear. That's the key, to lose the fear, to get rid of the fear, to 86 the fear. No fear, no fear, no fear. Because the truth is, once you lose the fear, that's how you become love. Because that's what fear is. It's the opposite of love. And fear comes in all sizes. You can have fear of death and fear of what's going to happen to the world, down to fear of what others think of you. And a lot of people have fear of public speaking. So yeah, fear has many degrees, but there is really nothing to fear. We're just here, we're learning, and as I've mentioned many times before, if you don't fear imprisonment, and you don't fear death, and you don't fear torture, there's really nothing to fear. And at the same time, somebody can have overcome those big fears and still have the little fears, like fear of what others think of them. So, yeah, we just have to lose all fear, because when you're trying to manipulate someone else, the root cause of that behavior is fear. Fear of scarcity, fear of not having enough, fear of someone else having more than you. And we just have to realize that everything is everyone's. We all have enough of everything. And if you pay attention, you'll notice that that really is true. You always do have enough, and usually more than enough. So, yeah, and fear is just one of those things. Fear leads to worry, and then worry puts all these scenarios in your mind that you will ultimately manifest. So, yeah, the best thing you can do is find ways to lose your fear. And sometimes it just means having the courage to face certain situations or think through certain situations. But yeah, if you can lose the fear, you are all clear. Because, again, there is nothing to fear. All this here that we're doing in this realm, in this life, is just experiences for our immortal souls, our immortal personalities. So, nothing can hurt us. No one can steal our souls. When we die, we don't have to worry about going to the light or not. I think that's all BS. And do I have proof? No, I just have my intuition. But, and listening to other people's, thousands of other people's experiences. But, yeah, and intuition is one of those things that the more you use it, the better it gets. You know, the more you do something, the better you get at it. So the more you use your intuition, the better you get at intuiting things, you know, of just knowing what's right and knowing if something is there or not. Because I've noticed nowadays, if I'm looking for something, I often don't find it by seeing it, because I'm nearsighted. I don't see well far away. And sometimes my hand will just like come over the object, even though it's covered up with something. And I'll reach down and there will be the object, you know? So, and so many things, you just start thinking things, they manifest, because, again, if you practice manifesting consciously, you get better at it. The repetition with anything, you get better. So, and that goes for these skills too, that we typically don't use. We do use them, but not consciously. So yeah, being aware of what we're manifesting, being aware of our intuition, which tells us when things are right or not, those things are huge. And just not having fear. No fear, no fear, no fear. That's how they've gotten the collective to manifest the world that we live in now, is by instilling fear and scarcity into everyone's mind. You know, lack and scarcity, and you better get yours for you and yours, because nobody's going to help you, and we're everybody for themselves. Good luck out there. So yeah, that is not a fun way to exist, especially knowing we have options. And we always have options, no matter how crazy the world is. Individually, we do have options. And we need to consider them and act upon them if we want our lives to be different, you know. You might like living in the matrix, working the regular job. And I get that. There's a lot of comfort in that, a lot of stability. But yeah, if that's what you like, then fine. For me, that wasn't my kind of, that wasn't my style. Yeah, I prefer more less structured kind of existence. But yeah, working these jobs, having to live close, so you have high rent, or if you have a mortgage, even worse, that's even more stress. And yeah, making all that money so you can pay all those bills. And even if you make lots of extra money to buy lots of extra stuff, there's still not a lot of substantial happiness in that lifestyle for most of us. But I guess for some, it is good. And so, yeah, if that's what you opt for, then that's an easy option. It's readily available. But you can opt for other lifestyles. And I've mentioned before, living in communities. More and more people aren't taking these menial essential jobs because they still can't pay their way with them. So yeah, the paradigm is shifting with all this, and more and more people are getting into these intentional communities. I see it a lot around here in the Algarve in Portugal. So I think that's a good thing, and to get self-sufficient in each community, and then the communities can barter with each other. And that doesn't take a lot of resources, you know. A nice piece of fertile land and a little bit of investment on that. Get you some solar panels and make sure you got a water source, and you're good to go. So yeah, it's all a matter of what you want, what kind of life you want. But the bottom line is to lose the fear regardless of what kind of life you want. If you want to have a harmonious life, and you know, if you're happy or content most of the time, then you're probably doing the right thing. If you're not content most of the time, there's probably some adjustments you want to make. All right, everyone, thanks for listening, and I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are. And we're having another kind of vapor canopy day. It says it's sunny in the weather maps, but it's like this, all hazy. And it's very interesting. They'll call it sunny on the weather maps, but it's hazy. And remember to always focus on what you want, and always help others if you can. Talk to you next time. Ciao, ciao.